Hello and welcome to this edition of Shawnee Extra, a news program that provides information about Shawnee High School to the viewing audience of the Lenape Regional High School District. I'm Daniel Morale, joined by Evan Johnston. Shawnee Tennis is an excellent program to be a part of. The players are dedicated to the team and are enthusiastic about playing to their best ability. Louis Sarandoulis had the opportunity to speak with James Baker about the team and the varsity captain Justin Kang, who recently placed first in the state championships.
I'm Louis Sarandoulis from Shawnee Extra. Shawnee's tennis team is a great program with great coaches who always push their players to improvement. Recently, the team has been getting many victories against schools across the state. I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Baker and the varsity team tennis captain and a couple other players from the team.
I've been head coach, this is my 10th year, but I've probably been doing it for over 20, with being the assistant coach and the head coach. The excitement of playing tennis with these young men year in and year out is always a thrill. The lineup sometimes carries over from year to year, but every year it seems to be somewhat of a different mix, and it's always exciting to watch how they develop and how they progress and the success that they come through with by the end of the year. Can always rely on a good competitive team. Some years better than others in terms of where we finish, whether we're in the top 5, top 10, making the playoffs is always a goal, and usually we meet that goal. Not all of these guys are going to play college tennis. It's awfully competitive. Justin Kang, who will graduate this year, is going to play next year at Johns Hopkins. And we've had a few kids over the years. We have Tyler Arsenal right now playing at Ursinus, and Justin will actually be able to play against that team next year, so that's exciting.
I think we're a great group of guys. Over the years, we had a consistent amount of good tennis players coming out, and we all have the same goal of winning.
They're really supportive. They're always cheering us on, helping us out when we're not doing good, and we can't thank them enough.
Yeah, we only lost one time. We're all playing well, playing consistently well, so every match we get into, we're expecting to win, but as the season goes on, we're expecting tougher matches, and hopefully we'll keep up.
The Shawnee tennis program and all the players in it always show great effort on the courts every day. I'd like to thank Mr. Baker and Justin Kang for speaking with us. I'm Louis Sarandoulis, sending it back to the studio.
FBLA is a national student organization that focuses on giving students hands-on experience that is necessary for a successful career in business. Sabrina Romanko had the chance to speak with the advisor, Mrs. Medvets, and member of the club, Connor Gross.
Hello, I'm Sabrina Romanko reporting for Shawnee Extra. FBLA is a club here at Shawnee that allows students to show their leadership skills by competing in local business competitions and volunteering in the community. I had the chance to speak with the advisor, Ms. Medvets, and student Connor Gross.
FBLA stands for the Future Business Leaders of America. It's a national student organization that promotes business skills and prepares kids for careers in business. They have state conferences, they have a publication that they put out. The students learn all the new ideas, the upcoming trends in business, and it's a leadership skills organization for the students. I am their advisor. I help to strengthen their confidence, their competitive spirit, give them a feeling of belonging, and competition is what helps them to feel good about themselves also.
Well, FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America, and what we do is we compete in these different events based on business categories. And so, you know, we got a group of about 20 kids, and we take these tests for regionals and we compete, and as you compete you move up into the state competition, and then you can go to nationals from there. At the competitions in the regional level, it's sort of, we come in during class and we go and we compete on these computer programs and take tests. You can do partners, or depending on your event, you can work solo.
FBLA has helped me to meet up and collaborate with other teachers throughout the state at the leadership conferences on new trends in education and on what they actually do through their FBLA membership.
FBLA gives students hands-on business experience and prepares those who are going into business careers. I'd like to thank Ms. Medvets, the advisor, and Connor Gross for speaking with us. I'm Sabrina Romanko. Back to the studio.
Shawnee baseball is an extremely competitive sport in the Olympic Conference. Evan Johnson had the chance to speak with Coach Anderson and Nick Corby, the team captain.
Hello, I'm Evan Johnson reporting for Shawnee Extra. Shawnee baseball competes in the Olympic Conference. I had the opportunity to talk with Mr. Anderson, the head coach, and Nick Corby, the team captain.
definitely in a rebuilding state this year. Last year we went to the South Jersey Final, and we had about seven seniors who went off to college, and 6 of them are playing baseball. So we got a lot of new faces in the lineup. So we're taking our lumps this year, but we are definitely working hard and getting better, and you can see a big improvement, but it's definitely a year that is truly a lot of new faces in the lineup who are getting their first varsity experience.
The important thing about playing baseball is to keep a level head. People that play the sport can vouch for me when I say this, that it's the one sport that you're going to fail more times than you succeed, and when that happens, you need to forget about it and shake it off, be ready for the next play, and be ready for success.
We have 2 captains, Nick Corby and Scott Levington. Scott Levington has unfortunately been injured the past 4 weeks, and he's our #1 pitcher, so that has kind of been a tough injury for our team, but a lot of new guys are getting a chance to pitch on the mound. Nick Corby has been a great leader and a really good athlete.
My role as captain was to be a voice for the team and to be able to go to the coaches if I felt that anything needed to be addressed. And I was really honored when my teammates elected me as captain because it showed their confidence in me as a leader, and it really worked as fuel to drive the team. There was great leadership from all the seniors this year, and that we definitely set up a good foundation for years to come.
Our baseball program has always been very good. We've won about 15 conference championships and won a state title, a few South Jersey titles. So we've always brought a lot of pride to the school, and we hope that's going to continue.
The Shawnee baseball team has many games around the state. They are very competitive in the Olympic Conference American Division. I'd like to thank Mr. Anderson and Nick Corby for speaking with me. For Shawnee Extra, I'm Evan Johnson, sending it back to the studio.
FCCLA is a national program that helps students with their future business and personal lives. Liam Kehoe had the opportunity to speak with Mrs. Ware and Hannah Turk about their experience with the program.
Hello, I'm Liam Kehoe, reporting for Shawnee Extra. FCCLA is a national career and student organization that provides personal growth and leadership opportunities for students. I had the opportunity to speak with Mrs. Ware, one of the advisors for FCCLA, and a few students in the program.
FCCLA stands for Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. It's a youth leadership organization that encourages students to further their leadership skills and serve in their community. FCCLA teaches students how to be confident and how to speak, and it gives them the skills that they need to further themselves in their future. FCCLA, on the state, national, and the school level, does a lot of things for the community. One thing that Shawnee High School does is participate in a program called Operation Beautiful. Operation Beautiful is a movement to put an end to fat talk or negative self-talk. And our goal is to encourage students to feel beautiful, to feel confident, and to know that they are amazing in their own way.
Shawnee High School FCCLA has made a difference in our school and our community. Things we've been involved in is Safe Trick or Treat. We organize and run Safe Trick or Treat along with National Honor Society, Renaissance, and a lot of other clubs that participate. We also do Read Across America, where a preschool comes in and our students read to their students, and that is an all-day affair. The child development class actually helps read as well. We also run the Shawnee Rack. And the Shawnee Rack, we took that over this year, and that used to be run by Mrs. Randall and Mrs. Ball, and they gave us the Shawnee Rack, and this year we just took on the Shawnee Food Pantry as well.
FCCLA hosts many events around the school and community, and every Thursday they sell Smoothie King smoothies inside the school. I'd like to thank Mrs. Ware and the students in the FCCLA program for speaking with us. For Shawnee TV, I'm Liam Kehoe, sending it back to the news desk.
Shawnee boys lacrosse team has had an amazing season this year, with an overall record of 17-2, but unfortunately they lost to Morristown in the finals. Stephen Chambers had the opportunity to speak with Coach Stilley and senior captain Kyle Borby to learn more about the team.
Hi, I'm Stephen Chambers reporting for Shawnee Extra. Boys lacrosse is a fine example of training and teamwork. I had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Stilley, the coach, and Kyle Borby, the senior captain.
Lacrosse in general is one of the oldest sports in America. It started with the Native Americans as kind of their spirit sport, and it's been kind of brought on to the culture here. Basically, it's similar aspects to hockey, basketball, soccer, and even elements of football.
Shawnee Boys Lacrosse is a group of guys that got together from the beginning of the season, and we made it our goal to compete every day and try to win a state championship this year.
Written on the back of our helmets, it says one goal. And it's kind of the idea of one step at a time. So it's about the next step. It's never looking too far in advance.
We make it a point to never talk back to the refs. The coaches really harp on that. And then it's hard work.
I was a former Shawnee student. I was here. I graduated in 2006. I played lacrosse here from 2003 to 2006, and I went on actually to go play at Johns Hopkins.
I've been playing lacrosse since I've been in 2nd grade. Playing boys lacrosse is probably the best thing I've ever done.
There's a whole bunch of drills that we do. Developing skills with a lacrosse stick is a practice thing, so there's tons of stick work, tons of ball drills, lots of ground ball work.
We do a lot of one-on-one ground balls, things like kind of one-on-one, you against the defender.
Last year we actually did the Caring for Katie. Katie Kernian was a student here, so we did some fundraisers for her. We actually mocked up some t-shirts to kind of honor her.
We have a really good group of guys this year. We're all really good friends. I think the best part about our team is we can compete on the field and be enemies, but then as soon as we get off the field, we're best friends. It's one thing to be a talented team, but if you're not all friends and all stay together, you're never going to get where you want, and I think our guys do a really good job of being friends.
We wish the boys lacrosse team good luck in their current season. I'd like to thank Mr. Stilley and Kyle Borby for participating in this interview. I'm Stephen Chambers, back to the news desk.
Environmental Club has a successful program that helps the environment. Trey Cohn had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Sadinsky and a student in the program. Let's see what he had to say.
Hello, I'm Trey Cohn, reporting for Shawnee Extra. Environmental Club holds meetings to plan for events to preserve and protect the environment. We had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Sadinsky, the advisor, and a few students in the program. Let's check it out.
Well, the Environmental Club is a group of people who care about the environment, care about the world, and want to learn about it and make it a better place. The club started a number of years ago when Ms. Bacon and I were just talking about how it was a shame there hadn't been an environmental club since Mr. Downing had left Shawnee, so we started it up.
Environmental Club is a club that meets on Thursdays, and basically what we do is just do stuff to help give back to the community, and it's ran by Mr. Sadinsky. We basically just go around helping and planting plants, feeding wildlife, adopting wildlife.
I think the role of the advisor is generally to be the facilitator and take care of the business end of things, and the trip to Cedar Run will be with the animal welfare and biology clubs. It means a lot. It makes me happy that there are young people who do care about the environment and are willing to work toward improving it. I hope it will continue to grow stronger and do more and more things, but it really depends on the students who are in the club each year.
I've learned a lot about animals and how they're affected by what we do as people. It teaches you a lot about the earth that you didn't know, even going through earth science. The club is a great place to hang out with some friends and do good for the environment. It's a pretty good club to be in.
Environmental Club has been successful in doing activities to benefit the environment. Look for their activities and meetings on the Shawnee homepage. I'd like to thank Ms. Sadinsky and a few students we interviewed. For Shawnee TV, I'm Trey Cohn, back to the news desk.
The Shawnee golf team is very competitive and a successful club here at Shawnee. This year they sent 2 players to the conference tournament. Mr. Cates is a great coach and teacher to these student golfers. Daniel Morale had a chance to speak with Mr. Cates and varsity golfer Kevin Haynes.
Hi, I'm Daniel Morale for Shawnee Extra. The golf team has a strict 5 days a week practice schedule, which shows their strong drive. I've had the opportunity to speak with Kevin Haynes and Mr. Cates of the golf team. Let's see what they have to say.
We're doing very well with the younger kids that we have, and hopefully within the years to come they can only improve their games and get better, which would make us that much more competitive. I would say coming here into Shawnee, most likely you're going to need to have some experience, and I think at this level as well you need a very good mental disposition, because there's many times in golf where things don't go your way and you need to have a calm demeanor and remain calm and take it one shot at a time.
You definitely need patience and just, go out there and have fun, and, you're going to need patience, but it's fun.
Personally, I've been golfing myself, I'm going to say 20 to 22 years, somewhere in that range is about how long I've been playing.
I've been golfing for about 3 years now. I play weekend rounds with my friends for fun, and I do other tournaments over the summer for college.
I think the future looks very bright for our team based on the fact that this year we have no seniors on the entire team.
I'm trying to play my best now and hopefully end up getting a scholarship to somewhere in college.
Sometime usually in January or February I'll advertise we're having a meeting. I'll go over the general basic rules of what I'm looking for and what it takes to be on the team. We practice generally Monday through Friday, so usually once the season starts 4 days a week, preseason 5.
Someone who wants to be a golfer needs to have patience, You know, just go out there and have fun. That's really the idea.
The golf team this year sent 2 players to the conference tournament. I'd like to thank Kevin Haynes and Mr. Cates for their time talking to me. The golf team has had an excellent season, and good luck next year. I'm Daniel Morale, now back to the news desk.
The Shawnee varsity softball team has played an excellent season this year with great motivation and teamwork. Griffin Flake had the chance to speak with Miss Escudero, the coach of the team, and Alexis Gordon, a senior player.
Hello, my name is Griffin Flake, reporting for Shawnee Extra. Shawnee softball is a spring sport where the girls compete for the Olympic Conference title. We had the chance to speak with Mrs. Escudero, the coach of the softball team, and Alexis Gordon, the senior on the team.
Softball team's having an excellent season. We're coming off of an excellent season from last year, and this year we're rebuilding. They can learn how to play like a teammate, how to play on a team, how to reach goals, how to set goals. Our practices are pretty much routine and they're set to a time limit. So we usually start off with a warm-up and then we go into throwing, which goes into base running, which goes into defense and defensive situations. Then we do different plays and then we go into our offense. The skills that can be improved with this: fielding, batting, bunting, throwing, catching. The expectations that the coaching staff has and our program has is that when you join the softball team, you make a commitment 24/7 to play Shawnee softball so that you're able to play 7 days, or actually 6 days a week, without having any other prior commitments.
The softball team's pretty good this year. We all get along as a family and we all like to be together. Teamwork's probably the most important role on the softball field because you all need to be able to communicate of who's getting the ball and work together to win. So there's many goals that can be set, like winning a certain game or winning a state championship or winning a tournament. So we do a lot of events for the community. We help out the younger softball players at the MYA program, and we also fundraise for different cancer programs. I believe the most important thing is just the teamwork and being able to work well with others and just knowing your role and playing it.
The Shawnee softball team is always a strong competitor in the Olympic Conference. I would like to thank Mrs. Escudero and the players on the team for speaking with us. For Shawnee TV, I'm Griffin Flake. Now back to the news desk.
The Shawnee boys track team trains all the time to prepare for their meets. Robert Wagner recently had the chance to speak to the coaches and athletes on the team. Let's see what he found out.
Hello, I'm Robert Wagner reporting for Shawnee Extra. The Shawnee boys track team works hard every year to compete in a wide variety of distance, sprinting, and throwing events. I recently had the opportunity to interview coaches Harris, Provost, and members of the team. Let's see what they had to say.
Track here at Shawnee is a unique program because there's not necessarily a freshman, JV, or varsity team. They kind of run all together, and there's 4 coaches. There's Mr. Suriano, who is the head coach, who also coaches the throwers. There's myself and Mr. Harris, who coach the sprinters, jumpers, pole vaulters, hurdlers, and then there's Mr. Scott, who coaches the distance team. So for us, the sprinters and hurdlers and jumpers all do the same workouts together, whereas the other coaches do respective workouts, which includes going to the hill, or we'll do track workouts. And you know, sometimes it's quick sprints, sometimes it's longer distance, and it's just a combination to gear them up for the season.
I would characterize the distance kids, they're the ones that love to run and run for a long time. The sprinters are the kids that like a little bit of a daredevilness, I guess you could say. You know, in the triple jump, you wouldn't think is very easy to do, but it's very hard to do, even in the long jump as well. And the pole vault, it's a big map, but sometimes they don't land on it. They're a little daredevil to them as well. And the kids that are the sprinters, they're constantly competing against themselves to get faster as well. And the throwers, like I said, they like to throw stuff. And they like to throw it far, but very technical as well.
I did the 400 hurdles, the 100, 200, and 400. And the 400 hurdles is probably one of the hardest races in the track meet for a sprinter, because a 400 is already hard, but add hurdles to it and it's a hard race.
The Shawnee boys track team does an amazing job preparing for their meets. Maybe one day you'll see one of them competing in the Olympics. I'd like to thank coaches Harris and Provost and members of the team for talking with us. I'm Robert Wagner, back to the studio.
The Shawnee Rec has been providing the halls of Shawnee with great clothing for an inexpensive price. Hunter Smith got the chance to speak with Mrs. Ware, the club advisor, and Sierra Greenberg, a chair member of the RAC. Let's see what they had to say.
Hi, I'm Hunter Smith reporting for Shawnee Extra. The Shawnee Rack is a great place to get donated clothes for a cheap price, and it's all for 2 really good programs in our school. I got the chance to speak to Miss Ware and a couple of her students who run the rack. Let's see what they had to say.
My name is Mrs. Ware, and I'm a family consumer science teacher and FCCLA advisor. Right, all the money from the sales of the rack goes to the Shawnee Food Pantry, which provides foods to needy Shawnee families and also to the community. Mr. Ram's multiply disabled class, the MD class, they actually do all the laundering, so everything in this rack has been washed. We get things that come in dry clean, so we don't wash those, but everything is washed. They learn how to sort, they learn how to fold, they learn how to, distinguish between the different types of fabrics. It's a great learning experience.
I'm Sierra Greenberg, and I help work at the rack and organize the rack. The Shawnee Rack provides students and staff members with clothes for a cheap cost. The Shawnee Rack helps the school and community by offering clothes at a cheap cost so that students don't have to pay a lot of money for clothing, which they probably pay for by themselves. And it also helps the Shawnee Food Pantry. I learned that a little business can help a lot of people. Like, we include the multiply disabled classes. They fold and wash clothes, and the student body, like National Honor Society kids work here and FCCLA kids.
Where they learn how to sell and to have customer service. They learn how to record the sales. They learn how to interact with people. But then the fashion classes learn how to market and merchandising, because they actually created the look, the style for this whole Shawnee Rack, because it never looked this way before.
Thank you to Mrs. Ware and the students we got a chance to talk to and see what's inside the rack. I'm Hunter Smith, sending it back to the studio.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Shawnee Extra. Be sure to join us next time for updates on everything Shawnee High School. From all of us here at Shawnee TV, see you next time.